If you run ads for your local service business and you feel like the leads coming in aren't turning into real jobs, I want to talk to you about something that most business owners have never been taught. And I don't mean this in like a weird negative way, it's just something that nobody in the industry ever explains. People think that if ads are working, the rest of the process should, right? It should magically take care of itself. But the truth is, ads might be doing their job perfectly, and the real breakdown is happening somewhere else in the customer's journey. So let's walk through it like normal people, without complicated marketing language. When somebody becomes a lead, they are not ready. They're just curious, they're interested, they're open, but they're not committed. And if your process from the moment they submit their information doesn't guide them clearly and quickly, they're gone. Not because they didn't want the service, but because the experience after the ad didn't match the confidence that the ad created. This is the part that most business owners never really look at. You can be spending really good money on ads, but if the lead form asks questions that take too long, or the confirmation page is confusing, or you take hours to follow up, or your first message sounds robotic, you're losing people who were perfectly willing to talk to you 5 minutes earlier. Here's how this usually plays out. The ad is strong, the video is clear, the call to action is simple, and homeowners click because they want help. Then the form asks them something that just feels super unnecessary or annoying, and then they start to hesitate, or they submit the form, but then there's no follow-up message telling them what happens next. Or they get a call from a number they don't recognize, so they ignore it. Or they do answer, but the first question that somebody hears is something that feels really cold and confusing or too salesy, and then they shut down. And none of that is an ad problem. That is a system problem. And to be blunt, most local businesses don't even have a real system to begin with. They just have habits. They respond when they can, they call when they remember, and they ask whatever questions feel natural. But leads are fragile. They require clarity and speed, and if you leave them guessing for even 1 minute about what they're supposed to do next, they will move on to someone else who makes things even easier. And think about it from the homeowner's perspective. They were probably just scrolling on their couch, your video caught their attention, they clicked it, something about your message made them think, all right, let me see what this guy's all about. And that moment is the highest point of interest, and then it fades really fucking fast. If you don't meet them on that level of interest with a process that just feels simple and smooth, the whole thing is going to die. So let me walk you through the reasons that leads don't convert that have nothing to do with your ads. First, the form itself. Some of you are asking way too many questions. The customer doesn't even know you yet. They don't want you to write a whole book. You should only ask the information you absolutely need from the start. Second, the follow-up time. This is the biggest one and annoys me the most. If you respond hours later, you aren't talking to the same version of that person anymore. They've moved on with their day. They've eaten their dinner. They've put their kids to bed. Their level of interest is nowhere near where it was when they first clicked. And you can't treat a Facebook lead like a referral. They're not just the same. You have to move fast. The third thing is the tone of your first message or call. If you sound unsure or rushed or too business-like, the whole conversation is just gonna fall apart. You need to sound confident and helpful, not like some weird scripted sales guy. And fourth, your scheduling process is super important. I've seen businesses lose great leads because the booking consultation felt way too complicated. If somebody has to jump through so many hoops, download something, or wait for a follow-up later in the week, they're not gonna bother. People want simple. They want to know the next step with zero confusion. The last one is expectations. If the ad makes somebody think that they're gonna get one thing, and then your conversation sounds like something totally different, the trust breaks instantly. Your ad, your form, your first message, and your booking flow all have to match perfectly. When they do, leads convert. And when they don't, they disappear. And I know none of this sounds exciting. It's not the fun part of marketing. But this is the part that decides whether your ad dollars turn into real money or just views and clicks and likes and all that bullshit. Your ads can be perfect, but if the process behind the ads isn't built the right way, you're basically pouring water into a bucket with a shit ton of holes in it. And most local service businesses have no idea that their bucket even has holes because all they look at is the cost per lead or some other weird vanity metric. So going into 2026, the businesses that win are the ones who are going to tighten up this process, the ones who respond faster, who simplify their forms, who make scheduling easy, and who match their ad message with their sales message, and the ones who make the homeowner feel like they're in good hands from the first second. And if you need absolutely any help with this at all, you can book a call with me in the description below, and I'll happily walk you through what you're fucking up on and what you need help with, and we'll see if we're a good fit.